All right, here on number 8, we have 4 parts. We're going to use the data in the table to create a cumulative frequency distribution, a cumulative relative frequency distribution, frequency polygon, and a relative frequency ogive. So you can do it with Excel. I'm going to do it with a calculator. I'm going to turn it on, go to Stat, Edit, clear out what I have, and then I'm going to put the information here. Alright, so double check data entry is the most common error. Everything looks good. So one thing you can do is you can do Stat, we can go over to Calc, and then one variable statistics. This will just give us a lot of the information. The main thing I'm looking for is the sum. So when all of these are added up, this 109, this is the summation symbol. This means we're adding all those terms up. We have a total of 109. As we go down the table to get the cumulative frequency, we're going to be adding up each column one at a time. So I start with 22, and then I add 22 with the 68, so that'll give us 90, and then I add 13 to that, so just add as you go down the table, so that'll give us 103, and then I'll add 4, so 107, and then you add 0, so it stays at 107 for the next 3 inputs, and then the last one you add 2, so we get 109. Alright, so when we want to do the cumulative relative frequency, we got to find the relative frequencies first. So I'm going to go back to Stat, enter on Edit here. I'm going to go over to row 2, and then I'm going to tell it to take the numbers in L1 and divide them by 109, the total. So this gives me my relative frequencies, but we want to do cumulative, so we're going to add them up as we go down the table. So my first input, it tells me to round to 3 decimal places. I'm going to put 0.201, that won't round up. Alright, so in my next box, I'm going to take the 0.623, which is going to round to 0.624. And I'm going to add that to the 201. So if I were to add these two, that would give us 825. So that's what I want to put in this box. .8. Alright, and now, as I go down the table, I'm just going to continue to add the 3 decimal place rounded number. So if I add 9, I get a 14 here. So 0.4 at the back. So I'm adding the 9 with the 5. That gives us 14. So I carry a 1. So that's 3, 4. And then 9, 4, 4. So I'm looking at 9, 4, 4. Then I will add 0.037. So get 0.981. Now the next 3 columns were zeros. So I won't be adding anything new. I'll just continue to write the 0.981. Got an extra decimal there. And then on the last one, when you added it, the cumulative relative frequency should always add up to be 1. So if you add the 0.018, looks like I'm off 1. 0.018 will give me 0.9 So let's look at these. So something must be off. We should always add up to be 100%. Let me also add the first one should be 0.202. 201, that should be 202, that's why. There we go. So we're going to add 0.1 all the way down. Should be a 6. Should be a 5. Should be a 2. 2. 2. 2. And it should always add up to be 1. So that's a method to double check whenever you add the cumulative relative frequency. It should always total to be 1. All right, now we want to pick the correct frequency polygon. So frequency polygon starts at 0, and then it goes up from there, and then, the height is the frequency of each class. So we start at 0, and then we're going to go up to 22, and then we go up to 68, and then we come down to 13, to 4, to 0, goes up to 2, and then it just ends. Like the last class will go back down to 0 once it ends. So A is going to be the best match for this one. And then part D wants us to pick the correct ogive graph. So ogive is using the information from the cumulative relative frequency. It increases the whole time until it ends at 1, starts at 0 and goes up from there. So the one that starts at 0 and is going in an increasing fashion would be D. So this is the way all the ogive graphs will look. They start at 0 and they just do the cumulative frequency as they go across.